Yo, how's it going, everybody? It's MacklinGaming. This is the first video that I've worn a hat, I think, and really just means it's time for a haircut. I also just woke up, and so I record my videos like in the morning. I'm a weird morning person, so the bedhead is out of control today. But the reason I have not had time to get a haircut is because I've been playing way too much Hollow Knight Silksong. The game came out just less than a week ago. I just played Hollow Knight 1, and I've gone straight into Silksong with the shortest wait time in between, so sorry for all you who waited like 7 years for this mythical game to release. And I want to talk about, is this game living up to that hype? And I've also heard a lot of people saying this game is way too hard. So do I agree with them, or do I feel like this game is perfectly balanced? Let's find out. Hollow Knight Silksong is the sequel to the original indie game Hollow Knight, made by two guys from Australia. That's about how detailed I'm going to get into the backstory there, but Silksong is this long-awaited sequel from them, and they just took their time making it. They said they were enjoying themselves, so no problems with the development. Silksong just took 7 years to make. Here it is. It's out this year. It's a Metroidvania game, which is this style of game where, you know, you have your Metroid from Nintendo with Samus, and you have Castlevania. And these style of games are 2D action games, adventure exploration games. So you just go around adventuring, trying to unlock new pathways through the map to the end of the game, fighting difficult bosses along the way, and oftentimes you get stuck in an area that you can't, reach the next ledge or the next room. You can't get there for some reason. You need a new ability or an item or something. So then you have to leave and backtrack and come back and find it once you get that item and get through to the next part of the game. So Metroidvanias are a lot of exploration, a lot of running into roadblocks, and apparently a lot of tough combat, because I remember Metroid Dread being really difficult with the bosses, but I think Hollow Knight is the toughest Metroidvania I've played. Hollow Knight 1, and now here I am at Silksong. So do I think it's harder than the first game? Do I think it's like the same? Honestly, I think it's because I'm in good form right now. I just finished playing the first game, so I have all the skills and like the fast twitch reflexes sharp in my mind right now. So far in Silksong, I'm having a fine time. Like, I've died to a bunch of bosses, like repeat like 5 times, 10 times, but you just keep running back, eventually learn the patterns of the boss, and I've defeated him. So I defeated the first boss. I defeated a few other ones. I don't want to give away too many spoilers. There's like one that looks like a cicada. And then I just beat a boss called the Splinter Sister, or Sister Splinter. So that's about where I'm at in the game. I do feel like the balance is there. I think it's fine. I know I've heard Team Cherry's about to make an update and make the beginning bosses easier in the game. I think the one thing they could do is, instead of the boss taking 2 points of health away each hit, it could just take 1, maybe for these few opening bosses that they're going to tweak, and then leave the later bosses just as they were, like more difficult. So that's the biggest, I think, hurdle, is that Silksong bosses take 2 points of health away for each hit. And that didn't happen in the first game. So you have to be careful with the bosses. You got to really learn their patterns. But once you fight them over and over again, you can get to a point where you're never going to get hit by this certain attack by them. You know it so well. And you just get to a point where you don't get hit as much, obviously, and you hit them more, and then you win. But some people at first, it's like, how am I ever going to beat this boss? It just keeps hitting me and I'm taking so much damage. Eventually, you will time it up. And you will learn the rhythms and the attacks of the boss, and you will prevail. It's definitely not on the Dark Souls level, on the Elden Ring level, but if you've never played any of those kind of games and you just want to play this like cute little indie game with great art style, you might get your ass kicked in this game. Like, if you're not used to it, if you have played Souls games and you're into the challenge and and you're prepared to die and come back over and over again until you win, then Hollow Knight Silksong's not too bad. I think it's pretty well balanced here right at launch. So I know they're going to tweak some things in it. They might make it better, they might make it worse, depends who you ask, but luckily I've already beaten those opening bosses I think that they're going to mess with. So I already beat them on the hard way, and it's fine. I'll just keep enjoying the game as it is. But what else do I like about this game? What other additions have they added into Silksong that were not in the first game? Well, first off, your character Hornet is different from the first Hollow Knight character you play as. So Hornet has a different moveset. Like right off the bat, I started to do a downward attack and try and like pogo off an enemy, and it was not working out. Hornet was like diving at an angle, you know. I did a live stream and I made some shorts and clipped it where like I first tried to kill an enemy with the downward smash, and it just kept missing off to the left and the right, and then I finally got the hang of that downward attack at an angle, and you can do this kind of cool like V attack, and like you can still juggle it and pogo it, but it's harder, it's much harder. So that was a different change for me at first. That was a huge learning curve, except later in the game I ended up finding something called a crest, and crests are new to Silksong. It's like a whole new move set. You can kind of equip separate crests one at a time, and you can only do it at the benches where you rest, like your checkpoint. And once you switch your crest, you can then have a whole new skill set. Like now I found a crest where Hornet does do the downward attack straight down. So I've gone away from that angled attack. I don't know if I'll ever go back. I got to find out like what the strength of that is, you know, because the straight down attack is just so much easier for me. But with that, you can equip these different tools. So far, Hornet does not have magic like the first character did. So you have these tools where you can shoot long range projectiles at people, and there's a variety of other ones too I haven't bought yet. You have to use your rosaries to buy them. And rosaries are the new like form of currency that when you die, you drop them all. They're these little red beads. So you have to collect those and protect them and hoard them and don't lose them. It's painful when you do, because that's how you buy maps and buy all these like upgrades around the game to make yourself better, like these tools I'm talking about. So the tools are a very cool new addition to the game. You can swap them in and out, and you can have those different crests that give you like different builds almost. And with those, you can change your tools out and swap and find the best build that you like the most. So I think that part's really cool about the game so far. You still have those charms where it's like, if you want to hit and not feel a little recoil, they have that charm again, where it's just you get that normal attack. You don't fall off the back of a ledge if you're hitting an enemy right on a ledge. There's the tool that if you get hit, you acquire more silk. And silk is the version of what the first game had as soul, where you like absorb it and heal off of it. Hornet's got the thread of silk, and as you kill enemies, it builds up, and that's how you heal. But also for me, I was shocked to see that you can't partially heal right at the beginning of the game. Maybe there's a charm that allows you to do that, but you have to build up your silk to its full amount and then you can heal. So that's an added challenge, I think, that makes the game harder than the first one. But overall, how do I feel about the game? So far, this is a first impressions video. It's not a review, but I really enjoy it. Got to be like a 9 out of 10 for me. What's the drawback? I said it in my previous video. I want to see easier runbacks, shorter runbacks. If you die at a boss, there really should be a bench like right outside the boss, but apparently not. Like so far I've had to do some runbacks, and I hear other people saying in other bosses there are even worse runbacks that I haven't gotten to yet. So I don't understand why they didn't game test or play test all of those bosses and die and be like, wow, this is such a long runback. So I'm not sure if they did enough play testing there, but so far it has not been anything too brutal for me to drop the game. Runbacks have been manageable. What do you guys think about Hollow Knight Silksong? For me, it could be up there for Game of the Year. I want to see it in the group of nominees, you know, Claire Obscure, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Silksong, and then so on. It'd be very cool to see all those big games up there that I played and enjoyed this year. But what do you guys think? Is Hollow Knight Silksong living up to the hype for you? If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you next time. Peace.